members, faculty, staff, and guests to the commencement ceremony for the Grand Island High School class of 2025. We've all been waiting for this day with great anticipation, and now that it's here, we look forward to the exciting next steps of our lives. Being here together as we say goodbye to Grand Island High School makes this moment all the more special. The friendships we've made here and the memories we cherish will stay with us forever. Thank you for being here today and for being a part of this unforgettable journey. Would everyone please stand and join in for the pledge to the flag and remain standing for the Star-Spangled Banner and the alma mater. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to our class valedictorian, Grace Carpenter. I got it. Thanks, Alyssa. Good morning. I didn't know it was going to be so soon. Let me start by recognizing all the hard work and effort that has gone into this event. First of all, by all of you, my classmates. Today is a culmination of an endeavor that has been 13 years in the making for us. By our stalwart teachers who are with us every step of the way, and of course, by the administrators and graduation coordinators who organize all this for us. Thank you. Well, I was trying to decide what I was going to talk about today. I got a lot of advice from just about everybody. Some people told me to sing. There were a lot of suggestions that started with, it would be funny if you, that I think would have been a bit funnier as an audience member than as a person actually having to say or do whatever it was. After carefully considering all of these suggestions, I've decided that today, briefly, I promise, I want to talk about lessons, because that's what school's all about, right? There are, I think, a few different kinds of lessons. There are ones that seem really concrete, that we pass along, that really sometimes only stick when they come through personal experience. Don't mix Play-Doh. It's not going to stay in a pretty swirl. It's just going to turn brown. If you take the doll's hair out of the braid that it came in, you won't be able to put it back. It's going to look like Anna on Coronation Day forever. If you take something out in the rain that's made of cardboard, it's going to warp and probably not hold its shape. I think most of the caps look pretty good though today. Then there are lessons you think you'll never use, like how to determine if two triangles are similar, the best way to write a one-sentence introduction, or the fact that a strain is an injury to a tendon, while a sprain happens to a ligament. Learn that one in health. You can remember because there's a T in tendon and in strain. Now you know. We didn't realize it at the time, but the process of struggling to learn these lessons together brought us closer. It formed our character, and even if our Algebra 1 homework would be incomprehensible to us today, we carry with us the skills that we developed while learning them. Study habits, dedication, grit, and perseverance. Now we're going our separate ways, and there are new lessons out there waiting to be learned. They're going to be different for each of us. These are the lessons that are going to make us experts in our field, independent people who make decisions for ourselves, individuals who shape our world. There will always be more to learn if we're open to receiving these lessons. As Albert Einstein said, wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. So even though we won't all be together in a classroom anymore, even without worksheets and ed puzzles and getting up at 6 in the morning, we're still on our journey of acquiring wisdom. Like I said before, I got a lot of input on what I should include in my speech. And one thing I was told was that talking about the Latin origin of the title Valedictorian would be boring, and I could probably just leave that part out. But I have the microphone now, so you're going to have to listen to me. The valedictorian traditionally speaks last at commencement, not this time, I guess, and the name reflects that duty. It literally means the one who says goodbye, from valedicere, or more accurately, the one who says, be well. Sorry, that's gross. That's what I want to say to all of you today. Whatever you do, wherever you go, my hope for you is to be well. Congratulations. We did that.
At this time, we'd like to welcome to the stage all senior concert choir and wind ensemble members. Here to perform Unclouded Day and In My Life is the Grand Island High School Concert Choir, conducted by Miss Jennifer Murnitz.
There are places I'll remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not forever, some have honored, some remain. All these places have their owners, with love and kindness carrying on. Some are dead, some are living. In my life, I love them all. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you, and these memories lose their meaning when I think of all that's something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll stop thinking about them. In my life, I love you more. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll stop thinking about them. In my life, I love you more. In my
And now, with a very special introduction, my fellow class officers, Aubrey Battaglia and Alejandro Perez.
Yours is here. It's here.
I have the honor of introducing our student-selected commencement speaker, Mr. Mark Gordon. Mr. Gordon has a long history as a Viking, beginning as a GIHS student in the class of 1991. After high school, he pursued his communications and broadcasting degree from Buffalo State, where he graduated summa cum laude in 1995. He started his professional career working at WKBW Channel 7, the Empire Sports Network, and was a sports broadcaster for the Buffalo Sabres. He then returns to our district, where he is our audio-visual technician, stage crew advisor, and senior video editor. That was fire. If you have ever been to an event in our auditorium, it is Mr. Gordon who is behind its success. He is the technical supervisor for all of our plays, musicals, and concerts.
In 2009, he created Viking Vision News, which is celebrating its 16th school year and 771st broadcast. As if that weren't enough, Mr. Gorton is also our home game PA announcer for the Grand Islands Vikings varsity and JV football, boys and girls varsity, JV, and unified basketball. Being a Viking is a family affair for the Gortons. His wife, Debbie, graduated in the class of 1987 and currently works in our district office. His daughters, Sarah and Jenna,
Arizona are our more recent graduates, and we're thrilled to have them all here today as we honor Mr. Gordon's 20th year as one of our most beloved figures in our school. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Mark Gordon.
Wow, thank you, Aubrey and Alejandro, for that introduction, and it is an absolute pleasure to be here today. Thank you, class of 2025, for asking me to speak to you on this glorious occasion. I would like to extend my thanks for this opportunity to your senior class advisors who have been guiding you since your freshman year, Mrs. Natalie Gallagher, a graduate mom today, and Mrs. Christina DeGatti. In addition, thank you to the 2025 class officers and reps, as well as graduation coordinators, Mrs. Shinta and Mrs. Bryceland, for organizing this wonderful ceremony. Sure, yes, please give them their just applause. You know, when Mrs. Gallagher stopped by the technology office back in December, along with Brooke, Madeline, Evan, Antonia, and Savannah, asking me to be your guest speaker, I was surprised to be even considered and deeply honored that you'd even think of me to help share in your commencement today. I'm grateful and thankful to all of you for your act of kindness. You have done many nice things for me, and now it's my turn to give praise to this amazing Grand Island senior class of 2025. Now, before I get to complimenting you and delivering today's message, I have to share with full disclosure that with the amount of time I've had to write this speech, my goofy brain did start to take over with some crazy ideas as I felt the overwhelming responsibility to do something that you'll remember and talk about at your 10-year reunion. For example, having my message sponsored today by one of the newest fast food restaurants on the island by reading a collection of phrases from the sauce packets you get at Taco Bell. For example, let's go on an adventure. Makes me happy. Besties. Where's Shay? There you are. Current mood. Fill in the blank. I mean, those phrases are cute, but not very inspiring, so let's move on from that. Evan Pickering will like this next idea. I'm a huge Star Wars fan like him. So, with a little help, Dr. Graham. Thank you, sir. He is a Jedi Master as well. I thought I'd put on my Jedi robe, kind of like your gowns today, and talk backwards like Yoda throughout this speech. Graduate you will. Always in motion is the future. But talking in that voice would get old pretty quick, so I'm going to scratch that idea. By far my worst thought, however, kid you not, I bought a quarter coin costume from Amazon, a quarter, and in an effort to try to represent your class, I was going to stand up here wearing good old George Washington, call up Alejandro Perez to drop a beat, while introducing you to the newest rapper, 25 Cent. Thankfully, my family talked some sense into me, so I'm not going to do that. So I was left with all these zany ideas, but nothing stuck. And then class day came around on June 9th, and the senior class of 2025 made my decision easy about what to wear while delivering this speech. Go Bills! When Brooke handed me the jersey, I was over the moon excited on class day. I think I almost blacked out a little bit on stage. I was so excited. Thank you, class advisors, officers, and reps, specifically Aubrey Battaglia, for the idea, and thanks to all the seniors for this number 25 Bills jersey and how it will always represent the connection we have to your grad year and my favorite sports team. And connection to you is why I feel I'm up here today, even though I admittedly don't know each and every one of you. And I'm not a teacher. I've never taught you in a class, and some of us just had our first conversation with each other a couple of weeks ago. But saying all that, there's still a connection here. Whether we've known each other for 4 minutes or 4 years, please know that I admire this class. I'm inspired by this class. And the words I speak today come straight from the heart. From the musical and movie Wicked, because I knew you, I have been changed for good. This is because of the class of 2025. Whether announcing your football and basketball games or your senior night contests, worked with you on Viking Vision News or in Tech and Stage Crew, witnessed your acting and music accomplishments on stage, in the pit, or in the large cafeteria, joined you at senior luncheon, called your Powder Puff games, film pep rallies, as well as every play, talent show, concert, musical, and moving up day you've ever been in at Sidway, Huth, Kagebine Middle School, and the high school. What an amazing journey it's been with you. I am blessed and very lucky to have had front row seats to so many of your incredible moments. I've seen you all grow up the last 13 years, and not many employees working in our school district can say that. It's beautiful to see the people you've become. I marvel at your talent, your tenacity, your enthusiasm, and the ability to lift someone's spirits. I still look forward to congratulating each and every one of you when you cross the stage very soon. Personally, I would like to thank some individuals in the class of 2025 who have forged that connection and shown me so much kindness through the years. Student Council President Maddie McGowan and Senior Class President Brooke Christensen, thank you for the leadership and dedication you've given to your class and our school for so many years. Kira Murray, for always participating with your dad in our holiday lip dub music videos every year of high school. As a father of 2 daughters myself, it always warmed my heart to see you both sharing these moments together. To the senior members of my Viking Vision TV team, Hayden Gary, Lindsay Gray, and Shay Ennis, thank you for the service you gave to our club, including all the laughs and news you delivered to our broadcasts. Thanks also to 2 of the quietest, kindest, and nicest young adults you'll ever meet, who recorded several of your big events and worked with me on spotlights, stage lights, and sound for all the musicals and plays the last 4 years, Samantha Mesmer and Ryan Sharp. And speaking of music and musicals, I would like to thank all the seniors who have entertained us for so many years on stage and in the pit. I've always felt a connection to musicians and the talent they possess. So seniors, if you've ever participated in music, whether in band, chorus, orchestra, or jazz, or at any part of a musical or play on stage, in the pit, art or set design with tech or backstage, in middle school or high school, it was an honor to collaborate with you on so many shows and concerts. I've also loved announcing our Viking athletes compete and thrive on the field, the court, the mat, the pool, the diamond, the lanes, or the links. Seniors, if you ever participated in any of our Viking sports teams through the years, thank you for letting us cheer you on and share in your victories and achievements. Class of 2025, whether it's sunken or not, today is a significant time in your life. Graduating high school is a major accomplishment. And while there are many similarities, you each have a unique and individual path that led you to be in these seats today, wearing your caps and gowns 60 minutes away from receiving your diploma. Some of those paths have been easy, while others have been extremely challenging. Whatever your path has been, be proud of what you achieved, no matter how big or small. Don't be afraid to pat yourself on the back every now and again and say, I did it. You owe it to yourself to soak in these moments, celebrate being alive, life and becoming a Grand Island High School graduate. Soon as a group, you'll officially be alumni of GIHS. And last summer, I had the pleasure of hosting several alums of our Viking Vision News team as we chatted about their school and life experiences leading up to our special 750th broadcast that aired in November. These former Grand Island students represented 15 years of our TV club, dating back from our first year in 2010 to students who graduated just last June. During our conversations, I learned a couple of things that I want to pass on to you. First, your original life plan during college, the military, or the workforce will probably differ from what your actual career will be. And guess what? That's okay. Almost every single alum I talk to is currently working either in a completely different field than what they wanted to do, or they are adjusting to the variations of your career. Basically, the advice is try the best you can to prepare for changes. Be willing to adapt to an ever-changing job market, and maybe take some career risks along the way. Ultimately, if you end up doing what you love to do, what you're passionate about, and can thrive and be happy in the process, your work life can be incredible. The second thing I learned from the alumni is you don't have to be a lone ranger. What that means is whatever struggles, conflict, or challenge that arises in your life, never feel like you have to tackle it alone. We want you to make your own choices. That's part of growing up. But if you feel doubt, if you have questions, if you have problems, if you need help, don't be afraid to ask for it. We are here, your own family, your friends, your classmates, a trusted adult, your school family. We always want you to feel like you have a safe place to ease your tension or ask for advice or guidance. The third piece of advice from our Viking Vision alumni is stay in touch with your high school friends. Don't let today's ceremony and all the grad parties this summer be the last time you see your classmates for a while. Be involved in your friends' lives, especially those going away to school or moving out of the area. Yes, you're going to make new friends, and that's great. But don't forget about the people who you've spent a lifetime with, who've shared in so many moments in these last 13 plus years. You have a history together, and just because you don't have class anymore doesn't mean that history has to end. You could always wait for a class reunion to rekindle a friendship, but trust me from experience, not a lot of people show up to those. So keep in touch with your friends. Last thing I want to spend time on with my message to you this morning stems from one particular word, and that's hope. Hope can have so many meanings. You never need to measure it, and there's no limit on how much hope you can give or receive. Going back to Star Wars movies and shows, for example, Princess Leia's mantra centered on the concept of hope. It's the last word you hear at the end of Rogue One as she's holding the Death Star plans that can save the rebellion. And her video message as the Empire is closing in on her, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope." The very first movie is titled Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Away from fantasy and onto reality, during the Christmas holiday and as we enter the new year every end of December, one of the words you see on cards, billboards, churches, advertisements, and signs is hope. Every year we begin a Buffalo Bills football season, or when the playoffs approach, there's always a feeling of hope that this is our year. We're going to get to the Super Bowl and win it. We've been clinging to that hope for a long time with the Bills, but that hope always gives us a sense of optimism. If you've ever attended the Grand Island Relay for Life event to help raise money to fight cancer, they honor survivors and those currently afflicted by spelling out the word hope with candles and luminarias. On April 30th, we held the annual Celebration of Inspiration in the Grand Viking Theater, where senior class students chose a teacher or staff member, current or retired, who made an impact on their lives during their time at Grand Island schools. This year, 40 members of the class of 2025 honored 35 people in our district. Seniors who nominated someone and gave thanks, can you please stand for a second, please? All of these students were so brave, speaking so eloquently and truthfully in front of a room full of peers. They let down their guard, spoke from the heart with appreciation, kindness, and love. They were the inspiration that night and the definition of hope. Thank you very much. Hope is something you cling to when times are tough, when life is at its darkest. Hope is an understanding, a feeling, a belief that things can and will get better. And sometimes the tiniest little acts of kindness, a friendly gesture, a hello, is more than enough to fill up that person with hope. We give hope just as much as we receive it. Back in October, when the class of 2025 met up with the kindergarten class of 2037 at the 50-yard line of Gene Masters Field during our first ever You Matter initiative, you seniors gave hope to the next generation. You fostered hope in your parents, families, and all the adults in attendance. That connection, kindness, happiness, and togetherness is still present in this world. You've done so much for the school and community through the Vikings Care Program, the DECA Spooky Sprint, Polar Plunge, Neighbors Foundation Food Drive, 12 Days of Christmas Toy Drive, caroling through the town, Dr. Graham's Toy and Toiletry Drive, Donate Life and Interact Club, GISVA Cruise Night and Golf Outing, and many more personal mission work. Thank you for volunteering your time and energy, and we hope you continue to be of service throughout your life. Yes, there is hope in our future, and it starts with all of you. TV character and coach Ted Lasso says, believe and believe. I say to you today, believe and hope. Seniors, we all hope that your lives will be rich with love, success, compassion, joy, laughter, humility, family, friends, and thankfulness. And please use this opportunity to give thanks to those who have helped you along the way, whether it be a friend, a parent, a sibling, the person sitting right next to you, someone at school, or someone outside of school. Let them know how appreciative you are for getting you to this point. Remember, be yourself, be amazing, be true, be hope. And to copy Josh Allen's words with a Grand Island twist, be good, do good, God bless, and go Vikings. Congratulations, Grand Island class of 2025.
Here to perform March of the Resistance is the Grand Island High School Wind Ensemble, conducted by Mr. John Reed.
At this time, I would like to introduce the principal of Grand Island Senior High School. Please give a warm welcome to Mrs. Hillary Kretz-Harvey.
Good morning, class of 2025 graduates, parents, and guests. On behalf of the Board of Education, Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Graham, our Grand Island District and building administrators, and the entire Grand Island High School community, I would like to again welcome you to our 60th commencement ceremony for Grand Island High School. Class of 2025, here we are. Kleinhans, caps on, gowns pressed, diplomas are just within your reach. It's the moment you've looked forward to for years. You've finally made it, and I think I speak for all of us when I say we are so happy to be here with you today to celebrate this accomplishment. I'm so proud to be standing here celebrating your final step in these last 4 years together. You've been a remarkable group since the first day you walked through our doors as freshmen. Over these past 4 years, you've shown up, not just in the classroom, but in the ways that matter most. You've lifted one another up, supported your school community, and invested time, energy, and love into the world around you. You've made our high school better by being part of it, and you've made me proud to be your principal, every single one of you. This is a class that has consistently demonstrated what it means to care deeply for our community. You've given your time and heart through volunteer work, raised funds to support a fellow local senior battling cancer this year, and supported organizations that help people in times of need. These weren't just service hours, they were genuine acts of kindness and leadership. The philosopher and essayist Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived, that is to have succeeded." Take a moment to think about that. Not test scores, not class rank, not stoles and cords, not salary, not belongings. The real measure of a life well lived is whether someone else's burden felt a little lighter because you were here. In class of 2025, you've already started to live by these words. You've shown it over the past 4 years through countless acts of generosity and service, giving your time and energy to help others in our community. You've shown it in the way that you came together for your senior day of service and passing of the torch to our littlest Vikings. You demonstrated this in raising money for local families in crisis. You've hosted drives, organized events, and stepped up for causes that mattered to you. You've shown us that your hearts are in the right place time and time again, and that you don't just think about yourselves. You think about how to make things better for others, and that is something we can always use more of in our world. But here's the thing. The world you're walking out into is not always going to encourage you to keep thinking that way. The new places you go and new people you meet may suggest that it's supposed to be all about me and what you can get, how fast you can climb, how much you can accumulate. And yes, I hope that each of you finds success. I hope you achieve big things, but never let those things become more important than how you treat people along the way. Decide each day to help someone else breathe easier because of you. You don't need to change the entire world in one grand gesture to make a difference. The truth is, the most meaningful impact often comes from the small, everyday choices we make. It's in the moments when you notice someone who feels left out and you take the time to say, "Hey, come sit with us." It's when you speak up, not because it's easy or popular, but because it's right. It's when you lend a hand without being asked, or when you choose patience over frustration, grace over judgment. So choose kindness even when it's inconvenient. Offer encouragement instead of critique, and strive to be the reason someone else feels seen, supported, and valued. That is how you succeed. That is how you leave a mark that truly lasts. And I believe that this class is going to go out and do just that. Class of 2025, I could not be prouder of you. You've made your mark on Grand Island High School in ways that will not be forgotten, and now you're ready to carry that spirit into the world beyond our high school. Go forward with courage, do good, and never underestimate the power of living a life rooted in compassion. That's the kind of legacy that lasts. Congratulations, and thank you for being a wonderful class. I would now like to take a moment to recognize our class of 2025 students who excelled academically over their 4 years in Grand Island High School. These students here on stage demonstrated significant dedication to their studies, putting in the time and effort necessary to achieve top 10 in their class. Please stand to be recognized. Grace Carpenter, Kaylin Ash, Kira Murray, Isabella Burt, Evan Pickering, Anna Cipoletti, Zoe Anna Weselak, Haley Green, Alper Chelik, and Madeline Gallagher. You may be seated. We will now be acknowledging the class of 2025 scholarship recipients. We are proud to announce that this year our scholarship program will be awarding over $80,000 in scholarships to our senior class. I ask that you please stand to be acknowledged when I call your name and remain standing until all names are called. We do have a lot of scholarships to announce today, so I will be announcing these in groups. Audience, I ask that you please hold your applause until all names in a group of scholarships have been read. We will begin with the Adrian P. Pollock Memorial Scholarship, who is awarded to Jacob Hamilton. The Andersons Frozen Custard Community Scholarship goes to Sky Dreyer. The Andrew Dlugos Memorial Scholarship goes to Madeline Gallagher, Haley Green, and Jolie Mondu. And the Campus Construction Management Group Scholarship goes to Riley Kwiatkowski. Congratulations. You may be seated. The Emery James Patmos and Mary Kay Patmos Scholarship go to Carly Tilkins, Kira Murray, and Melina Valley. The George Casey Memorial Scholarship goes to Savannah Samplinsky and Nick Bull. The Grace and Francis Stewart Humanities Scholarship goes to Madison McGowan. The Grand Island AFS CME Employees Local 1783A Scholarship goes to Zachary Breidenbaker. The Grand Island American Legion Post 1346 Scholarship goes to Sky Dreyer and Kristen Krozik. And the American Legion Trade Scholarship goes to Emma Richards. Congratulations. The Grand Island Athletic Department Gene Masters Memorial Scholarship goes to Matthew Martin. The Grand Island Athletic Department H. David Myers Scholarship goes to Alper Chelik. The Grand Island Chamber of Commerce Scholarship goes to Luke Gworak. The Grand Island Kiwanis Club Scholarship goes to Jacob Hamilton, Luke Gworak, and Alyssa Pizzer. The Grand Island Lions Club Adrian P. Pollock Bruce Kaiser Service Scholarship goes to Grace Carpenter and Alyssa Pizzer. Congratulations. The Lions Club Character Scholarship goes to Pavni Tour. The Grand Island Little League Baseball and Softball Scholarship goes to Gianni Anello, Jacob Hamilton, Alyssa Pizzer, and Avery Smith. The Grand Island Moose Lodge Number 180 Laverne Luther Memorial Scholarship goes to Ailish Higman. The Grand Island High School Music Scholarship goes to Jaden Kleinschmidt. The Grand Island Rotary Club Scholarship goes to Sky Dreyer, Natalie Kof, and the Rotary Trade Scholarship goes to Luke Gworak and Jacob Bonafide. Congratulations. The Grand Island Soccer Club John A. Kohler, Richard E. Jones Memorial Scholarship goes to Luke Hutton, Grace Carpenter, and Evan Pickering. The Grand Island Softball Booster Club Scholarship goes to Madison McGowan, Natalie Kof, Isabella Jamie. The Harry Simpson Memorial Scholarship goes to Luke Gworak. The Jamie Milne Memorial Scholarship goes to Sully Court. The Jean Anstett Memorial Scholarship goes to Abigail Coombs and Liam O'Kell. Congratulations. The Julie Roth Neville Memorial Scholarship goes to Grace Carpenter and Peter Marston. The Julie Roth Neville Memorial Scholarship goes to Madison McGowan. The Carlin Hartman Family Scholarship goes to Lily Burke. The Kiddos Corner Preschool Scholarship goes to Lydia Amato. The Kopman Family Trades and Technology Scholarship goes to Luke Gworak. The Leanne Dahlberg VFW Auxiliary Memorial Scholarship goes to Aubrey Battaglia. The Marston Family Scholarship goes to Antonia Quatronio. And the First Lieutenant Michael T. Morrissey U.S. Army Memorial Scholarship goes to Rochelle High and Madison McGowan. Congratulations. The Nazalik Family Scholarship, this scholarship is valued at $10,000. $2,500 will be awarded each year in college, and this scholarship is awarded to Grace Carpenter. This scholarship committee would also like to recognize the following students with a one-time $1,000 scholarship awarded to Kaylin Ash, Kira Murray, Haley Green, Madeline Gallagher, and Alyssa Pizzer. Congratulations. The Peter Kuhn Memorial Scholarship goes to Antonia Quatronio. The Rupp Family Scholarship goes to Jacob Hazel. The Shannon Mary Peters Memorial Scholarship goes to Ailish Higman. The Stephanie Alley and Grace Inglesby Memorial Scholarship goes to Kira Murray. The Superintendent's Education Scholarship goes to Megan Reynolds. And the Zonta Club of Grand Island Veronica Connor Scholarship goes to Lindsay Gray and Savannah Samplin. Congratulations. At this time, I will ask Julian Shugarts to please join me on stage. We would like to take a moment to recognize Jillian, who has made the honorable decision to serve our country through the Army ROTC program in college. This path requires courage, discipline, and a deep sense of commitment, not only to our nation, but to her family, our community, and to her fellow citizens. Jillian, we are incredibly proud of you and grateful for the service that you've chosen to pursue. It is with great pride that we say you are a graduate of Grand Island High School. Please give Jillian a round of applause. Thank you.
At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce and welcome our Superintendent of Grand Island Central School District, Dr. Brian Graham.
Hello, everybody. For those seniors that spent an evening on my front lawn and woke me up with the national anthem, my wife thanks you. Our golden retriever, Teddy Graham, thanks you. And we have decided to rent some outhouses next year. So if any of the 11th graders in the band or choir are taking notes, please stop by. We're prepared. So listen, this is such a great event, and good morning to everybody here. And of course, let's give it up for our graduates. I know all of you think you're going to hear some profound words of wisdom, maybe some life-changing advice from me this morning, but let's keep our expectations in check, shall we? After all, while you have worked incredibly hard to get here, late nights, early mornings, and those infamous group projects where one person, probably Grace Carpenter, did all the work, You're now officially ready for the real world, and in this real world, group projects are called team meetings. And guess what? It's exactly the same. So you are prepared. So listen, jokes aside, this moment is truly worth celebrating, and a moment worth pausing to reflect. Today isn't just about what you have accomplished, it's about where you're headed next, and we heard that many times today. Grace talked about lessons. So important for us to recall that lessons will continue on beyond this. Grace did a good job. Mark talked about hope. And today I'm going to focus on three things: embrace change, stay resilient, and commit to lifelong learning. And the third is what you also heard from Mark: value your community and the opportunity to collaborate. So let's get started with embracing change and being adaptable. Let's face it, change is inevitable. Over the last 4 years, you've adapted to shifting schedules, new technologies, global events, and the everyday twists, turns, and trials and tribulations of growing up. Whether you're headed to college, becoming an apprentice, entering the workforce, enlisting in the military, or just still figuring things out, the world is ever evolving. It's moving so quickly, and the job you'll have 5 years from now may not even exist today. So be open, be curious. Don't fear the unexpected. The greatest growth often happens outside of your comfort zone. The next message is about being resilient and committing to lifelong learning. Your education doesn't end here, it continues to evolve. Lifelong learning isn't just about classrooms or diplomas. It's about how you meet these challenges, solve problems, and keep growing. Read, explore, ask questions, take a new class, listen deeply, stay curious, and be resilient. The most successful people are those who do those things. Keep learning, adapting, evolving, regardless of your age or the obstacles in front of you. So speaking of resilience, I'd like to pause for a moment and invite Luke Gwarek up to the stage. Come on up, Luke. As Luke comes up, I want you to know, and many of you already know this, when Luke was in first grade, he was in the fight of his life, battling leukemia through the great services of Roswell Park. Even then, his courage and compassion were remarkable. After one round of treatment, Luke needed a Band-Aid, but all the fun, kid-friendly Band-Aids were gone. There were no more. So he got like a regular brown Band-Aid, and that moment sparked something in him. He launched a campaign to collect kid-friendly Band-Aids for all of the other pediatric patients. More than 500 boxes rolled in, and he was in first grade at the time. He earned the nickname at the hospital as the Band-Aid King. That didn't stop him, though. Luke and his family, by the way, where are your mom and dad? Can you just stand up, please? The Gwarek family. Let's give them a round of applause. Listen to this. Luke and his family created Team Luke, raising $158,000 in cancer research over the many years. Let's hear it again for the Ride for Roswell. Luke's story, and so many others, is a story of resilience, generosity, and leadership, and it's only just beginning. Today, as he graduates, the lights that he lit up of the Tree of Hope back in the day, 75,000 lights shining in honor of all of the children and adults in our community fighting cancer. Even today, that light shines brighter than ever. Luke is going going to receive the Superintendent's Resilience Award. It is a silver medal that's handcrafted by Red Shope from Design It International right on Grand Island. And it is in the shape of Grand Island with the Viking in the center and the word resilience in front of it. So let's just pause for a moment and let's see if I can get this over the cap. Let's see, I don't know, this is tricky. Oh, yeah, no, all right. Oh, good, perfect. All right. Goggles. So, as I wrap up, here's the truth. No one succeeds alone. The relationships you build and the way you treat others will shape your future in ways you cannot even imagine. In a world that often celebrates independence, don't underestimate the power of teamwork, empathy, and service. Listen to those around you. Celebrate diverse voices. Collaborate even when it's difficult. As Mark said earlier, give back to the places and the people who lift you up. Whether it's volunteering, mentoring, helping a neighbor, or simply showing up, your contributions matter. Strong communities are built by individuals like Luke and all of you. So, class of 2025, as you turn the page on this chapter, embrace the change that's in front of you. Stay resilient. Keep learning and never forget the power of community. Your future is truly bright and the world is ready for what you have to offer. Congratulations again. We are so incredibly proud of you, and never forget, once a Viking, always a Viking. Congratulations.
Please join me in welcoming the President of the Grand Island Central Schools Board of Education, Dr. Ashley Dreyer.
Good morning. Graduates, families, educators, and honored guests, on behalf of the Board of Education, it's a true privilege to join you in celebration today. We are honored to be joined by Vice President Sue Marston, if you can wave, and we also have with us trustees Joy Lamarca, Roger Broker, and Sherry Steffens. Today I stand before you not only as the president of the school board, offering congratulations on behalf of the board, but also as a proud parent of a graduate. Class of 2025, I've had the joy of watching many of you grow into exceptional young adults, but none more closely than my own daughter, Sky. She embodies resilience, hope, and ambition in a way that fills me with indescribable pride to be called her mom. I'm guessing that many of you here today are experiencing mixed emotions. Appreciation for what's been accomplished, and a perfectly normal amount of apprehension for what is next to come. You, the bright and beautiful class of 2025, are poised to begin your life's work, and that's what I'd like to talk about for a moment today. And some of life's greatest wisdom, it comes from unexpected voices. Drive fast, take chances. That's what Heaven and Sky's father used to say. To most it sounds reckless, but for him it was survival. Born out of a chaotic childhood and life cut far too short in 2013 without help he desperately needed. Our family didn't grow up with excess, but we did grow up with purpose. I was a single mom driving a red Ford Fusion with 2 daughters in the seats and one mission. It was just to keep going. We weren't driving to escape, we were chasing something greater. To practices, tournaments, service projects across towns, through states, into Canada for rowing, and sometimes just around the corner. We showed up for others and for ourselves. Later, Rick, my incredible fiance by our side, we all kept driving forward. I didn't just raise daughters, I raised fierce, compassionate, determined young women. And while they were growing, I was still growing too. It took 17 years, but I earned my doctorate. I stood tall in rooms with Presidents Obama and Trump as New York State Teacher of the Year and as National Teacher Hall of Fame inductee. I've led classrooms and championed public education, but the title that's always meant the most to me is Mom. In our home, we live by a motto, "Dre your ambition." It's not as impulsive as drive fast, take chances, but it carries the same fire. It's purposeful. It's who we are. Daring to dream bigger, to work harder, and to lead with heart. So today, I ask each of you, what is your mission now? What will your life's work be? For Sky, it's walking in faith, a faith she discovered on her own, nurtured by a compassionate teacher, Mr. Dan Sweeney. It's serving through Interact in Young Life, it's earning the Girl Scout Gold Award, and now beginning her journey at Westchester University's Honors College with early admission to Lecom Medical School. Her purpose, to become a psychiatrist and help children like her father, children still waiting for someone to believe in them. Graduates, you get one chance to write your story now. It will be filled with joy, some challenges and curveballs, and, if you're me, possibly a few traffic tickets, but you also get the power to make your life matter in ways that only you can define. So class of 2025, let your convictions guide you. Let your past give you clarity. Build your future with courage and intention, and when the road feels long or uncertain, remember the rides with your parents. The late nights, the quiet talks, the sacrifices and love that brought you here. Be sure to thank them today. Drive forward, dream boldly, stay relentlessly ambitious, and never forget where you came from. Because once a Viking, always a Viking. Congratulations, class of 2025, and thank you. I would like to ask Dr. Graham to join me at this time for the presentation of the class of 2025 and the conferral of the diplomas.
Thank you, Ashley. As Superintendent of Schools, the Grand Island Central School District, I present to you the 2025 candidates for graduation. I affirm that each student has fulfilled the New York State Board of Regents' academic requirements and is rightfully certified to receive a high school diploma at this time.
By the power vested in me as Board President of the Grand Island Central School District and the State of New York Board of Regents, I do so accept and confer a New York State high school diploma on these candidates for graduation.
It is now time for the roll call of graduates of the class of 2025. Would Mrs. Degatti and Mrs. Gallagher please come to the podium to introduce the graduates?
Will the top 10 students please rise and begin the roll call of graduates? Grace Carpenter. Kaylin Ash. Kira Lily Murray. Isabella Burt. Evan Pickering. Anna Cipoletti. Zoe Anna Wezelak. Haley Green. Alper Chelik. Madeline Gallagher. Brooke Christensen. Antonia Cotronio. Alyssa Pizzer. Brady Moran. Alejandro Daniel Perez. Savannah Jane Samplinski. Aubrey Battaglia. Olivia Rose Wenner. Raquel High. Camilla Acquisto. Galia Ahmed. Jordan Alessandra. Lydia Amato. Morgan Elizabeth Andrews. Luciana Antonescu. Gianni Anello. Jake Benton. Will Benz. Emma Berenger. Andrew J. Burtz. Max Black. Morgan Bloom. Jalen Bullock. Jacob Bonafide. Anthony Borzolari. Bryson Boyle. Ryan Brandes. Zachary Breidenbaker. Rayanne Bukhari. Savannah Bukowski. Nick Bull. Lily Ann Burke. Matthew Burridge. Samantha Burridge. Brady Butler. Lauren Kaitza. Alex Campo. Sophie May Riddle Kane. Amanda Marie Carriero. Gianna Caruana. Nick Castellino. Dylan Castiglia. Tori Ciceri. Emma Chori. Zach Christian. Anthony Cirillo. Gavin Clinton. Ariana Lee Kanta. Abigail Coombs. Ryan Cow. Jacob Ciceri. Brian Decker. Josh DeLong. Haley Donovan. Sky Anna Dreher. Teresa Dudziak. Shannon Ennis. Noah Everett. Gino Fagiani. Danica Feeblecorn. Addison Flegel. Nico Fratello. Hayden Gary. Nico Octavo Gonzalez. Grace Gramza. Lindsay Catherine Gray. Alyssa Griggs. Gabriella Guy. Luke Glorick. Jacob Hamilton. Sydney Hamilton. Ian Hannon. Jacob Hazel. Catherine Hegarty. Ailish Higman. Rory Higman. Hannah Mae Hiscock. Hannah Hurley. Leah Hurley. Luke Hutton. Parker Inman. Samuel Salvatore Iovino. Johanna Jackson. Braden Jarozewski. Isabella Jamie. Lily Johnson. Gabe Johnston. Chase Judd. Jaden Kleinschmidt. Logan Kochanowski. Natalie Kof. Sully Court. Kyle Kolcheski. Ellie Kowalik. Christian Krozik. Grace Kuczynski. Richard Korjak. Riley Kwiatkowski. Landon Lengen. Michael Carmine Leone. Vincent Lewis. Nicholas Lindsay. Annabelle Linenfelser. Nico McCready's. Aya Mahmood. Natalie Malish. Brady Maroney. Peter Marston. Gianna Moretta. Alex Martin. Matthew Martin. Gianna Masker. Brandon McCrary. Madison McGowan. Robert Meinhold. Samantha Mesmer. Hayden Miller. Jolie Mondu. Madison Mondu. Jackson Montana. Maxim Morales. Mark Nash. Jack Nevins. Liberty Novak. Charlotte Nowak. Liam O'Kell. Colby Oakleberry. Lauren Ohlendorf. Riley Pakla. Cora Pankow. Lucas Pollock. Addison Peck. Jax Pandola. Alex Petramica. Matthew Pomeransky. Lorelei Pop. Caitlin Powell. Ryan Rye. Samuel Rostelli. Owen Redfern. Layla Rhine. Megan Lori Reynolds. Emma Angel Richards. Celine Rizik. Adeline Roach. Maverick James Rumsey. Cadence Russell. Caitlin Rudder. Ella Santee. Cameron Sargent. Jackson Schmidt. Oliver Schmidt. Emma Sentz. Omar Shaibi. Ryan Sharp. Javeria Shayobe. Angelina Shbovkowski. Lillian Steele Shugarts. Yelena Simic. Gianna Simone. Armani Smith. Avery Smith. Juliana Smith. Sophia Maribel Sobrino. Michael Soul. Anthony Joseph Solari. Andy Spahio. Chris Swain. Morgan Zaffmary. Abby Saprowski. Melena Taylor. Chloe Tirana. Carly Tilkins. Pavneet Food. Christina Juliana Torres. Sienna Lucia Vacanti. Anthony Vaccaro. Melina Trey Valley. Caitlin Wadman. Mikey Wagner. Eston Watt. Connor Weber. Devin Williams. Brody Winarski. George Joseph Wozelone IV. Wozelin. Asher Wright. Jace Wilkie. Elizabeth Lily Zerbalov. Cole Zorek. Jerry Zhao.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Grand Island High School Class of 2025. At this time, Brooke Christensen will come forward to lead the ceremonial tassel exchange. Will the graduates please rise?
Seniors, please move your tassels from the right to the left. And now for the closing remarks, Mrs. Kretz-Harvey.
That concludes today's graduation ceremony. We ask that you please let the graduates process out first. Congratulations again to the class of 2025. We hope you all have a wonderful summer.